Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Snowbreak Containment Zone video, and today I want to talk about the latest Snowbreak chapter. I know I'm a little late to the party, but it is what it is. You know what they say, better late than never. Anyways, I want to talk about this chapter because this is probably one of my favorite chapters in Snowbreak Containment Zone. Before that, it was probably the Sky Island arc with Life and Fenny. This arc was actually pretty good. A lot of action, a lot of suspense. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't finished the latest chapter of Snowbreak Containment Zone, I would definitely highly recommend that you play this chapter because it is very fucking good. The chapter starts off very slowly. We go into this island that's very isolated from the rest of the world that Ada is currently in. She is here because she is looking for something, right? She's looking for something. Not to mention, last chapter, we kind of nerfed this human Ada with our good Ada. There are multiple Adas in Snowbreak Containment Zone. I believe there was at least 4. One of them was in our head. The other 2 we fight this chapter. And then there's the main one that's on the satellite. That's basically the head Ada. Kadia and Tess, the main stars of this chapter, they show off their new exosuits. Oh yeah, Vidya's also with us, by the way. She doesn't really do much this chapter since she kind of did a lot last chapter. She was basically the detective last chapter. Here, she's kind of like still here, but she's not really like the main star of the show. Anyways, Kadia's new exosuit has a pretty cool power. It's pretty similar to the Moody Blues in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. She can see things from the past, which is useful for finding out what Ada was after in this island. We find out that this island that we're in is basically like a small academy type thing that does like a annual tournament thing that gives out a prize. We go into this small academic tournament arc in this island. Nothing really too major. The adjutant solves a simple riddle, and Kadia and Tess have a friendly sparring match, which foreshadows Tess's strategy fighting style. Tess wins the fight by faking out Kadia and kicking her weak leg, giving Tess the win. Granted, both of them fought at base form, and this was a friendly sparring match, so there was really nothing at stake. I think if Kadia and Tess were like at full power or something, Kadia would probably most likely win since she does have like the mercenary experience. Not to mention Tess is basically just a young schoolgirl that, you know, she does have fighting experience, but it's not really like as much as Kadia's. But we basically know that Tess is a pretty smart fighter with this sparring match. So we end up winning this academic tournament thingamabobby thing, and we end up in a building that has a room called the Archives. This is most likely what Ada is after, since the Archives apparently holds the ultimate knowledge that Ada is after. We don't really know what this ultimate knowledge is, but it must be pretty damn important if a super powerful AI like Ada is willing to, you know, try to find this. The human Ada has been tailing us this whole time, since she probably doesn't even know where to go. We discover her, and one of my favorite parts of the chapter happens. Kadia chases down Ada and just shoots up the whole place, basically terrifies Ada. Ada survives thanks to the good Ada we implanted in her, and they both kind of argue about helping each other, but if the human Ada dies, then the digital one dies too, so they both, you know, kind of have to help each other at this point. And the good Ada heals her, and now the human Ada is basically coming to full strength now. So we're still trailing down the human Ada. We end up in a split path. The adjutant and Kadia take one path, while Tess solo takes the other path. The human Ada that Kadia and adjutant encounter is powered up. She has the power to create like other dimensions and shit. We end up in a dimension with this big, powerful fucking Titan that's basically wrecking shit. And with the adjutant's wits and Kadia's strength, we basically end up taking down the Titan and taking down this human Ada. And when she is down, the adjutant convinces the good Ada to take over, and now we have a human good Ada by the name of Sapphire, an ordinary girl, very cute, by the way. Sapphire and Kadia run along and try to find the archives while the adjutant has to go back and see how Tess is doing. Now on Tess's side, she's in a really bad spot. She's fighting a very, very strong Ada. Let's just call her the ultimate Ada, because this Ada has multiple manifestation powers. She's basically summoning thunder and fields and earthquakes and shit. You know, Tess is just a normal school girl, so she doesn't, you know, have the combat capabilities to really take on this ultimate Ada. So Tess basically has to fight with strategy, and she ends up faking her own death, basically tricking the ultimate Ada into thinking that Tess is dead. Now, while Tess is, you know, faking her death, she basically gets a flashback of the adjutant. Adjutant comes back, saves her, pats her on the back. You know, she did really well against a very powerful opponent. And eventually we caught up with Kadia and Sapphire. Both of them are fighting against the ultimate Ada. Sapphire is useless for some reason, which is also pretty comical. Anyways, you know, ultimate Ada realizes, oh shit, we got, you know, 3 combatants that I gotta fight against. So the satellite Ada tries to do something, but the adjutant had Frisia fuck with one of the trees, and fucking with one of those trees basically fucks up the satellite Ada in a way. And so now this ultimate Ada is down, but out of desperation, she ends up activating the archives security system, which summons thick, powerful Power Ranger waifus that we gotta take out, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we can get them on the team, but you know, it is what it is. Once we take down these thick, powerful Power Ranger waifus, Ada realizes that she's been duped. She's been doing all this shit to get to the archives to only really find out that the ultimate knowledge that she was looking for was fake, and it was basically just some poetry book. And, you know, once Ada, you know, crashes out and, you know, dies from, well, not dies from the shock, but she's basically, you know, gone now, right? You know, the tree fucked her up really good. This android by the name of Luna, we see a projection of her, and she basically gives the adjutant a memory unit. The adjutant takes a look and basically sees that the adjutant from the past has set up a plan to trick Ada into coming into this library. And in order for this plan to work, the adjutant had to wipe his own memory, and from then on basically told Ada about this library. You know, go to this library, it has his ultimate knowledge. Turns out it was fake, and I think our boss Tao was also in on this as well. And that's basically about it. After this whole ordeal, you know, the adjutant fucks both Kadia and Tess, marries them happily ever after. We get a flashback of the adjutant hanging out with Luna on a mission. And anyways, pretty solid chapter overall. I really enjoyed the chapter. Tons of good action, a lot of pretty decent fighting scenes, I would say. Pretty good comical relief with Ada. A lot of unexpected lore drops. We learn that there's a new girl named Luna that will eventually be added to the harem. So pretty good chapter overall. I really enjoyed this chapter. I don't know if next chapter is going to be something new, or maybe next patch is going to be like a rewrite. The whole ending of this chapter was basically like a setup of the rewrite that's going to happen in Snowbreak Containment Zone between chapters 1 through 10. So maybe next patch we might get the full rewrite. Who really knows? But yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.